All right, so we're going to get into our lesson for today. Just as a reminder, on this screen is the different components that we're going to be included in our lesson today. And you'll see that there's some icons on the top corner, icons on there that will be on the top corner to know what part of the lesson we are at. So today we're going to learn about potential energy. That's exciting. And our big picture question is, what is the difference between potential energy and kinetic energy, which we will learn. But before we move on to our new vocabulary terms, let's review some of the other words and concepts that we already learned previously. So, energy is the ability to do work. Without energy, we wouldn't be able to do lots of things. Like right now, we wouldn't be able to do this lesson. Ride bikes, lots of different things.
Skateboards.
Yep. Motion is a change in position compared to a place or an object that is not in motion. So right now, you moving on that chair, you're in motion, right? Now you're still. All right. Now we're going to pause to check our understanding of the review we just did. So can you tell me what energy is?
Energy is basically something that keeps you up.
Yes. Energy is the ability to do work. What is motion?
Motion is when you're doing something.
Yep, when you're making movements, right? Yep, motion is the change in position.
Basically has the word in it.
Exactly. That's kind of an easy term then to remember. All right. So now we're going to watch this fun video, which give me 1 second to get this video up. Go ahead. I'm going to have to pull up this video quick on my computer.
Why does it make that noise?
Yeah. All right. Since the video was not working on my iPad,
I could have grabbed mine.
Oh, that's okay. You're just going to watch it right here. It's a quick little song that teaches us the difference. So if you want to just listen.
Energy in motion is kinetic, like a boulder rolling down a mountain. Energy that's waiting
with it. Oh no. Technology.
Love conservation of energy can create or destroy, only changing. So objects moving is kinetic energy. You can transfer one object to another. Objects transferring energy's potential like a concept on a hill. It's staying still. It's so kinetic to calculate it. It's 1/2 times the mass times velocity squared.
We'll just listen to a little bit of that for now.
And then we'll listen to the rest of it pre-finished before mine comes.
If you want, yes. Let's see. Let me put this back into presentation mode. There we go.
Gravitational energy.
Now that we reviewed the previous terms we learned, it is time to define our new term, which is potential energy. So potential energy is the stored energy an object has because of its position or state.
Like
so you can see in the pictures.
Go up a roller coaster and.
So you can see, yep, for the roller coaster, the potential energy is that roller coaster sitting on the top because it's not in motion. It's sitting there waiting for the energy to happen.
That's
so
what
it
happens
is
a lot to roller coasters. Like it just stays there for a few seconds and
Yep. So that when you're at the top, that's the potential energy. So let's check for our understanding. What is potential energy? Oh.
Are you highly confused?
The energy, potential energy, is the energy that is stored. Okay. So, now let's come up with some examples. It's just a brain thing. Is this potential energy? This picture?
Technically.
Yes. Yes, this picture shows potential energy because the object is not in motion yet, so the energy is being stored. Yep, it's almost in motion, but it's not. Is this potential energy?
Yes, because you have to go all the way up and then you can go down.
Yep, so the kid's at the top of the slide, which is stored energy. Is that
Yes.
potential? Yep, because it's on the top of a hill. All right, some non-examples. Is the roller coaster going down the hill potential energy?
No.
No. A non-example is that it means it's not an example.
No.
Yep. So now, can you come up with some examples?
I'm riding my bike up the hill and I go all the way back down.
So going down, so when you're at the top of that bike hill,
And
before you go down, that is the potential energy.
yeah, that's my best.
So would the non-example then be when you're going down the hill, right?
Yes.
Or up the hill because you're
Down.
in motion.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Guess what?
We'll talk about that after. You can talk to me all you want after
Okay.
this, all right? So now,
You guys white.
I know.
You have to.
I know. So now we're just going to quick check in for their understandings. Potential energy, again, is the stored energy an object has because of its position or state, so where it is located. Now that we learned the term potential energy, we are going to reflect on the big question about the difference. Is there anything that you can predict about what kinetic energy will be?
This one is when you are going for the kick, and this one is when you kick it.
Yep.
This
So
one's
going
when
for
you're
the
going up the hill. This one's when you're going down. This one's going when you're up. This one's going down too.
Yep. All right.
Kinetic energy.
All right. Oh, don't touch, because then you're confusing me. We got the big picture. Okay. So now, before we move on to our new vocabulary term, we're going to review again quickly. Energy is the ability to do work. That's supposed to say motion. Motion in change of position.
Potential energy.
And then potential energy is the stored energy an object has because of its position or state.
What does state mean?
State, so it's just where it is. So, again, can you tell me what energy is?
The ability to do work.
Yep. What is motion?
Motion is when
When you're moving around. Yep. And then what is potential energy? Do you remember what potential energy is? Leroy? What is potential energy?
when you're going up, it's something.
All right. So now we're going to learn about kinetic energy, which
How many more pages do you have?
just a couple more. It will go by really quick, I promise. Right? So, stop.
I wanted to do that one.
Okay, I can let you know when you can change it. So, we're going to review the new word. Kinetic energy is the energy an object has due to its motion. So, when an object is in
I
motion,
said to the motion.
due to its motion. All right? So, we're going to check what is kinetic energy.
Something that's due to its motion.
Awesome. So, now we're going to come up where I'm going to show
I
you.
don't have that good of a memory though.
That's okay.
No,
That's okay. That's why I keep asking, because then, and the goal of this lesson is for me to teach you these, so you keep going back to the same questions. So that's why you see a lot of the same slides. Okay. So now we're going to talk about some examples of kinetic energy. Is this kinetic energy? This picture?
Yes.
Yes. It is because the soccer ball is in motion, and remember, kinetic energy is when an object is in motion. You'll do the next. Is this kinetic
Yes.
energy? Yes, because the object is in motion again. Okay, switch. Is that
Yes.
kinetic energy? Yes, because the roller coaster is in motion. All right, change the slide. So now we're going to do some non-examples, which are the opposite. Is that
No.
kinetic energy?
Stand still.
Because they're laying down.
No, that's the brown chains, I think.
Maybe. I just found a picture on the internet. No, it's because basketball is not in motion yet. So technically it's potential energy then, right? So now, can you come up with an example of kinetic energy at all? And it's okay if you can't.
Frozen time.
Frozen time,
Yes.
but then that's not in the motion. So you right now spinning, that could be kinetic energy because you are moving. Can you come up with a non-example?
Ow.
If you're stopped, right? Right before you move.
No, what did I say before?
I don't remember.
When time's frozen.
Oh, yep, that could be a non-example. All right. So we're gonna check. Do you remember what potential energy is? The first term we learned.
When you're not doing anything yet.
When the energy is stored, right? Because of where it is. Would you consider this picture to be potential energy or kinetic? Why? Do you know why?
Because it's showing the motion going down.
Yep. Is this picture
Potential no.
potential?
Because this is at the beginning.
Yep, because it hasn't moved yet. Awesome. So then we're going to remember that kinetic energy is an object.
Has
to
to
do-
do with motion.
Yep, the energy an object has due to its motion.
I said it has to do with.
So now we're going to
its
quick do
motion.
this tiny little activity.
No.
It's just asking you to a couple more pictures.
How long?
We're almost done, I promise. We got like one more slide.
Slide 60.
Is this picture
59 now? Yes.
kinetic or potential?
Kinetic.
Potential or kinetic?
Kinetic.
Kinetic, yep, because it's the soccer ball's being kicked.
Potential.
Yep,
Potential.
potential.
Kinetic.
Awesome. All right, let's go back to our
You
slide.
said exactly a few.
Yeah. All right. So now we've learned the term kinetic energy. We can see our big picture. Our big question is, what is the difference between potential energy and kinetic energy? What is the difference?
One is moving, one's not.
Awesome. And that is it.